Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It's gonna come out how it come out. You feel me? Yo, none of this is rehearsed. Everything is off the top.
Vulgar. Welcome to the man cave.
Yo, what's good, everybody? And welcome to the man cave, where we keep it raw, uncut, unfiltered. All right, our main subject. We got to get on the most educated tonight. They about to be the most garnished out here. But before we do that, we got a couple things to cover. All right, I'm the toxic masculinist, Vulgar.
I'm Gray Mars.
And I'm Enzo.
Man, I'm about to run with that now. I kind of like the sound of that. Since everybody want to just hold me in this red pill phase, don't be the toxic masculinist. Don't that sound good?
Yeah. Well, I think you might have like a little bit of static on your mic. Is that you?
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, I hear it a little bit.
Yeah. You can run the clip and try to fix it if you want.
How is it now?
That's way better. That's way better.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know why it does that. It switches mics. All right, cool. Here we go.
Overall approval rating has dropped 8 points since his inauguration. And although 6 in 10 Americans say he is doing what he promised during the campaign, there is some growing concern about some of the policies he's pursuing to fulfill those promises.
This is a story about big expectations and big changes. A big majority of Americans think that Donald Trump is making major changes to how the U.S. government works, to how the U.S. economy works. But it's also a story about focus, especially early in a term. What we see is increasingly Americans think that the administration is putting too much focus on trade and tariffs and not enough on what they see as trying to lower prices. And prices are really closely connected to how they rate the president, not just overall, but on handling the economy and on handling inflation specifically. Those ratings are down now to their lowest level of his term. But the other part on expectations, Margaret, is that coming into this, Americans told us many expected them to get financially better off under Donald Trump. They were remembering the economy during his first term when they said it was good. And so far, we see more Americans saying that they're now financially worse off as a result of those policies. Also, that less of them think that he's got a clear plan for what to do on trade and tariffs. So that's kind of undermined confidence a little bit on that. I have to add, his political base, MAGA Republicans in particular, are still very much behind him and are okay with this. They think the economy is getting better, even as Americans overall say that it's getting worse.
So let's hear from the Democrat first.
Yeah, I didn't think that the tariff thing was going to work because from what I gathered, it's basically like it would take a long time to see results. So even if Trump is right about the tariffs, he probably won't see the results in his term because, I mean, it's basically a tax and you're trying to get other countries to pay America. So it's going to take time. And I just don't feel like time is on President Trump's side.
Enzo?
So it's going to be actually a wild take on my part. I agree with you, Gray, 100%.
Your
Can't
audio.
hear you. I think you're muted.
You're muted, Enzo. You're muted.
Yeah, can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Oh, so sorry about that. Somebody called me and messed everything up. Like I said, I agree with you 100% on the tariffs. The time's not on his side and everything like that. Trump's actually doing everything 100% the way that I thought he would be doing with the tariffs, is using them as a negotiating tactic. Yes, he keeps pushing the idea of bring manufacturing back, bring manufacturing back. Two big things with that. We're not the same country that we were 100 years ago in 1811 to, I'm sorry, yeah, 1811 to 1913, where we were a manufacturing giant. We're a consuming giant at the end of the day now. Two, unemployment's at 4.2%. Who's going to fulfill all these jobs? Bring some manufacturing back to the United States. Absolutely a great thing to do. And using the tariffs as a negotiating tactic, like we all see, 4 nations have dropped tariffs to zero on the United States. 100 others are already at the negotiating table. Biggest one that we're still waiting to hear back from is China. The longer they push this game of who's gonna break first, it's gonna hurt both countries at the end of the day. So I can't even fault Trump for what he's doing. I'm looking at it at China and the United States, and it's just gonna hurt everybody at the end of the day. The entire world's gonna hurt because of what they're doing with that. But overall, I'm happy with the tariffs, and I think it's very disingenuous with these polls and everything that they're putting out and saying like, oh, 41% this that disapproves, yada yada yada, when it's not even representing a fifth of the American people. They're doing like a couple hundred or a couple thousand people in these surveys. Like realistically, who's answering these calls? Like who's really taking part in these surveys is my thing.
Yeah. Like I told you a few episodes ago, I don't care about being liked. I I think the whole approval rating thing is trash, because a lot of times when you're moving right, people aren't going to like you because you got a lot of degenerates out here. You got a lot of people who want chaos. It's just like a hoarder. Like you go try to clean up a hoarder's house, they just going to dirty it up again. So I almost wonder, I feel like Trump is doing a really good thing. What's up, Easy? But do America really want this? I've really been going through this in my mind the last couple of weeks. A lot of times, is the right trying to be Captain Save a Hole, or is Captain Save a Country, and the country does not want to be saved? So that's what I really feel. I feel like that's why the left is going so hard against him, going so hard to keep a thug, to go get a thug and bring them back to the country, when we know they done stuff, because they really don't want a good country. They want chaos. They want drama. So that's what I'm starting to wonder. Like, even if Trump does this, I don't. I think there's just a good half that don't want it.
Like, doesn't want the money or the economy.
Doesn't want a good country, just far as socially. It's just better when things are bad and you can blame it on something.
I could agree there.
Like, yeah, like if the country turns around and it becomes a good opportunity again, a lot of people are not going to really want to get up and do the work, take the opportunity. They gotten so comfortable blaming things on racism, blaming things on not being able to get loans here, not being able to, whatever it is. We are in a victim mentality, and I just feel like the left is more so in the victim mentality. Not all, but a good majority, enough to where it's a
100%.
problem. And the right is still on the pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing, even though they got their issues too. But I really feel like there's that's how we're divided right now.
What I heard people on the right saying on TikTok, and so the girl on the View, I think her name's name Alyssa Farah. She worked with Trump. What I heard them say is that they feel like it's not the what, it's the who. That no matter what Trump does, because it's Trump, he's not going to get credit. So that's what they're trying to say. Like, oh, if Kamala Harris won hypothetically with Tim Walsh, and they did the same thing with Dodge, would would people be upset about it? Like the $5,000 for the baby. If the Democrats did that, would people say, "Oh, it's a great thing"? That's what I have heard that the people on the right like really complain about.
Yeah, it's just like Trump need to get on the side of abortion.
It's a mixed bag when it comes to those issues that you brought up, Greg.
That could be the way to get the pro-life movement going again. Just go ahead and get Trump the side with the pro-choice group, and then they'll go against it. What's up, Easy? So we're talking about Trump's approval rating, how it's in the tank right now. You got anything to add?
I don't know if he can hear you. Oh, you there? Oh,
Can't hear you.
Everybody got mic issues. Great, the
Yo.
only one safe.
yeah.
What's good?
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yeah. I mean, like we said in last episodes, I mean, a lot of society right now, they are pretty much pissed off right now of the decision making that Trump is doing. I think it has a lot to do with the tariffs, though. I mean, people don't like their money being messed with. So when people with money looking funny, they're gonna get mad about it. I mean, that's a natural reaction. That's all I got.
Well, like I said, I think he's doing a good thing. I just deep down, I just really feel like society wants to sit in the mess we're in. They're comfortable in it. They're not ready to get up and vacuum and clean and sanitize. Just my opinion. All right. So I'm going to the next subject. I guess we all men here, we could talk about the double standard that a lot of people are trying to point out with the Shannon Sharp situation. I'm going to play a video and I'll come right back.
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharp. Actually, nail him to the wall. Men like Shannon Sharp go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's, how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? No, really. Why would a 19-year-old go after a man in his 50s who she also knows is only here for a good time? Y'all keep doing this. Y'all keep doing it. It keeps happening because y'all have spent y'all years mistreating women, and then because women have dealt with shit their entire life, you're like, that's baggage. No, that's called common sense, because a woman will no longer allow you to play with her once a woman gets to the point where she's like, wait a minute. That's when y'all want to be like, oh, she got baggage, she got boundaries. And y'all don't want women with boundaries, with self-respect. Y'all want little girls who is going to do whatever y'all want her to do for a little bit of change. You want that phone telling that girl that you gonna choke the shit out of her and that she gonna like it. And now she trying to get over on you and you mad. She's in it for money. She's in it for the money. Where y'all problem is, y'all think y'all are bigger than the program. Y'all get so full of yourself that you genuinely think this child wants you for real.
It's so funny how women go for empowerment until it's time to play victim. That's wild. Who want to go first?
Like I said on here before, like I was with people older than me, and like once I was with a chick younger. So like I feel like you really don't know the differences until you're like out in society. Like when you're out in society, if you're just in the home, you don't really, y'all just hanging out. It don't really feel like, okay, it's an age difference. But I guess we might talk about movies or what's going on in pop culture, it may be different, but I feel like once you're out in the public eye, it's society that's more so saying, oh, this older person shouldn't be with this younger person.
Enzo?
I still think it's just a straight up cash grab. Now I know. I didn't know how old she was. She's 19. He's pushing 60. That's a. I thought she was like in her early 20s. I didn't know 19.
Now she
Like
said she was
21,
20.
22, 23. Yeah, I thought she was a little bit older. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
the
Now I'm
updates.
seeing that.
Yeah, she was 20 when they met.
What do you got in common with a 20-year-old? You can't even bring them to the bar. Like, what are you doing, Unc? Like that's the way I'm looking at it. Like I'm 27. I won't talk to somebody who's 19, 20 years old. Like I can't bring you on a drink. Like what? Like, what is he doing? It's a straight up cash grab. That's exactly what this is. Like how can you not see that a million miles away? Like come on, Shannon, do better, man. That's it.
I'll get to it, but that's the real issue is that it shouldn't be a cash grab. But go ahead, Easy.
Yeah, I know this can happen to anybody, but honestly, I think his celebrity status is what got him caught up. Hello,
Yeah.
y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
hear you.
yeah. He was responding to you.
I can't hear him.
Oh, you can't hear him?
Can you hear
No, I
him? We can
can't.
hear him. Oh wow.
Oh well, I think his celebrity status got him caught up in this situation. Like Voga said in the last episode, it can happen to anybody, but um, you know, that's what kind of person she is, man. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to go for a bag, and she definitely manipulated him, and it's turning out bad right now. So that's how I feel about it.
Man, I honestly feel like the roles have reversed to where the woman has became the new predator because now you got a cash grab on instincts. I don't agree necessarily with what Shannon is doing, but the expectations that society has set when they tell women to be free. We had a woman on here that was talking about being free and what you call it, free spirit, and that they should be able to choose. So it's like, are they free to choose, or is there a boundary? So it's like, even she's grown. When you're at age of consent, you're grown. You should be able to choose what you want to do. And for Shannon, same thing. Where you got people saying that, oh, he should be married, he should be off the market. If we're gonna do that same standard, a woman shouldn't be running past 25 on the market either. She should be settling down early to get married. And a lot of times the age gap thing is only a problem in America. Across the rest of the world, that's not feminized, there usually is a age gap because what women want from a man takes time. A man needs experience, a man, to learn life, how to protect, how to build. If it was cattle or money, whatever it is, he got to build that so that he can take care of a woman. A lot of times you don't get that straight out the gate. A woman's value, women hate this. And this is the reason why I think they push the age gap thing, because it's a lot of the older ones that are aged out the game. They hate the competition from the younger ones. They're born with their value. As soon as they go through puberty, they have their value. So it's basically like the women saying, hey, we want you to get a woman of no value. To me, it's the same thing as the same thing as telling a woman to go get a broke dude. To tell a man to go not date his age, to go get a grandma. Like who was it? Monique said with his interview, he need to go get an old grandma. No, why? So I don't know. I just think there's a different standard. We can't tell women to be free spirits, and then when Shannon's being a free spirit, it's only a problem when it's a man. And the roles have reversed now. It used to be where women had to worry about a man doing something to them. It's reversed. A woman is free now, and now the man got to worry about being financially great. To me, it's the same thing. Money, body, whatever it is happening. So women didn't cut down on men doing certain things. They did cut down on it, but now they're doing the same thing. It's just not physically, it's financially.
The guest you was talking about, that's colleague. She was a relationship coach. I think her name of her podcast was Pineapple Express. But if he would have married her and cuffed her, and that was his wife, then people would be looking at it differently. The problem is that these guys having casual encounters.
No, that's not true. They went. Who is it? Omarion. It's a couple now that marry younger women, and they're still attacking them because the women are young. Whether they married or single, they say that shit just to make it sound good, but the reality is they're going to attack any man who goes after a younger chick. And I'm telling you why they do it, because they aged out. They what you call it? They don't look good anymore, and dudes don't want them, so they trying to shorten the competition by shaming the men. They can't compete, so they want to shame the men out the game.
Okay, you know Bill Belichick with a young chick, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks crazy. Like, he just did an interview and they was like, tell her to blink twice if she's okay. So I mean, you know.
And he's taking care of her, right?
Yeah, but I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying. That's what. So it don't matter. They're doing it it's just an attack on men. That's all it is. If we're gonna tell women that they could be free to explore, hold off marriage and babies, you got Trump now trying to figure out ways to increase the birth rate. If we're gonna tell women that, then we got to hold that same standard with men. I'm not saying that I approve of it, because I don't date that young. But for somebody who do, I don't judge them. If it's legal, I'm not judging, because I see what the rules that are set for women. So until y'all straighten up, hey, men do what they want to. Let's throw all this lawsuit shit out. If it's consent, let's let it happen. Like, why we gotta go take men for their money? If we supposed to be free, let's be free. But what it is now, men aren't marrying, women aren't wanting to marry, but they still need some way to get a man's money because they can't do it on their own.
I'll give you another example, right? The teachers now that's sleeping with all the students. Like, every time you turn around, it's a female teacher messing with a male student. Do people ever feel bad for the boy, or the guy's like, oh, if I wish that was me when I was in school, if my fourth grade teacher would have did X, Y, Z, I would have did all this, and that. So, like, it's like, I feel you, but it's like it's different.
It's a 50-50 thing on
yeah.
Nah, hey, it's some yo, and see what y'all doing is y'all trying to make the women seem innocent. It's some little young girls too that be wanting a teacher.
Yeah.
But we go out, it's a man is perceived as a predator, the woman is perceived as a prey, even when it's reversed, and the woman is actually the one being predatory. We still look at Arizona. The boy in Arizona, the teacher had sex with him when he was 14, and she got arrested, whatever happened, but she got pregnant. So the dude, he didn't even know anything until he started working at McDonald's at like 21, 22, and he got his check. And it was garnished, and he didn't know why it was garnished. Come to find out, they started getting him for child support, even though he was the one that was raped. He
wild.
still was on child support. And the DA or whoever was a woman basically said he thought he was a man. Huh? Like, they didn't care. They didn't reverse it or nothing. He still was on the hook for child support.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, people always go feel bad for the woman just because it's like the guy is always looked at the one getting his rocks off. It's not looked at it, even though women are in it. They always look at the guy, of course, that he's getting the advantage of the situation.
Man, I'm just saying, if it's gonna be equal, let's make it equal. If not, let's take the voting rights back. Let's take the women's checking accounts and let them be under our provision and protection. If not, hey, leave these men alone. Stop suing them. Like, something got to happen, man. Like, nah, we not doing that. Which that's what it is now, because everybody want to say patriarchy. This ain't no damn patriarchy. This is a straight up matriarchy now. Women run this. Weak leftist soy boys are running this country. That's why women are running rampant and doing what they want to do and not being held accountable for nothing. Only the men are being held accountable.
Yeah, y'all starting to forget, man. Tony Busby is a bully, kind of behind this whole thing. It's not just
Yeah,
her.
I
And
agree a little bit.
Tony
I'm
Busby
not
is
gonna lie.
like known for attacking black people, and he's
Nah,
not
Tony
doing this to
Busby is a
white
business.
people. He's
Tony
he's only
Busby is a
going for black
genius.
people.
No, Tony Busby is a genius. He see what I see. We got a society where women are allowed to do whatever they want, and they have set it up. All these feminist laws have set it up to where when it don't work out with a man, they can go get him. And he's like, you know what? I see the game. I'm gonna play it. I
Okay,
was mad at him, but
how
I'm not
about the
mad at
false
him no more.
allegations that was on Jay-Z, and now he's going after Tony Busby though.
I know, which he should, but
That
I'm
ain't
just
right.
saying it's bigger than his lawyer. The lawyer see how it's set up. He see the loopholes in the laws. He see how the laws are being passed. He see what
I don't
the
like it,
women are
bro.
trying
I'm
to
not
do.
gonna
I don't
hold you,
like it
man.
either.
I think it's BS. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, bro, he's only going after black people with money. I don't see him doing that to no white guys, no other ethnic group. You know what I'm saying? He only doing that stuff to black people, bro. He's whack, bro. He's trash.
I agree, but at the same time, he see the weakness. Society now is set up, and the legal system and the government is set up to where you can go get men. You can
Bro,
play
I wouldn't be
around.
surprised if somebody runs up on him and try to unalive him on the spot, bro. Real talk.
So Vogel, what's the solution? We got Trump in the White House. We got the Republicans owning the House, Senate, and the Supreme Court, and so the women still in control.
Yeah, till you change the laws, because you got to remember that's just federal. You got local laws, you got state laws, you got all this stuff in place. So until certain things change, like he's trying to change, like them getting food stamps and all kind of welfare shit. But if you change other stuff that incentivize women to just run crazy, it probably would bring a lot of these women back. That's the whole divorce thing. Why you think, even if you, man, on a religious level, the Bible basically tells you women will do what they want to do when they want to do it unless there's a consequence. A lot of these laws and states and stuff have removed consequences from women, and they're incentivized. You think they're not going to take advantage of it? And that's probably a human thing. But that's what it is until a lot of these laws change and hold the women accountable along with the men. All this is going to keep happening. What you think? Diddy seen it. People like Diddy, predators, they know, okay, society now kicks the father out. Remember when you was a kid and it was a girl you liked? What did you wait on? You was waiting for the father to leave so you can go in there and knock it down. Nothing's changed. It's the same thing. That's why a lot of this is going on. Basically, the father is knocked out in the American home, and you got people like Diddy and Shannon and the rest of them like, hey, all right, I'm going up in there. Because if that girl would have had a strong father she had a connection with, her and Shannon probably would have never met.
Where
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man. And after this, probably go to the next subject, man. But that tells you a lot about Tony Busby character, man. Like he's a real dirtbag villain type dude, and
But
you can't tell me no
everybody, man,
different, bro.
most of the world is, I'm learning most of the world are opportunists. It is human nature to be an opportunist. That's why you got to protect yourself. And that's where Shannon was stupid, is that he's not protecting himself. But as the more I think about it, I'm not really blaming Tony Busby because he's just acting on what's been set up. If we keep doing this feminism stuff and telling women they can do whatever they want, run rampant how they want to, men are going to keep taking the rap for it. And it probably be the same thing in reverse, where if women lose certain things and the men come back in control, it just, both parties can't have the power. The power is going to switch. But I feel like when men had the power, families were together more.
Yeah, but literally, you have a 19-year-old bullying. How old is Shannon Sharp? Like 50, 50 something. Like she's literally
54.
bullying him. But people are not. I mean, only the smart people are seeing that.
Well, hurt, yeah. But that's how it's set up. It is set up for them to be free and then they can cash in later. basically women have an insurance policy against men. That's what it is now. The man
Even
ain't got to do nothing
though,
wrong. He just got to deal with her.
even
Some of
though
these,
it was consensual,
huh?
like
Yeah,
that's
even though
BS,
it's
bro.
consensual.
That's BS. I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody say.
Oh, I agree.
I don't like it at all.
Yep. That's just like all these sexual harassment laws. It's based on what a person feel. It's based on emotion. There's no set standard. And as long as we can keep cashing on people's emotions, this is what it's going to be. All right, to the next subject. Shador Sanders and how he fell low in the draft because of racism.
So Shador Sanders fell in the NFL draft because of racism. I should have known that somebody would pull the race card, and I think it's just a pathetic take. That's just my opinion, though. Here are some numbers, some facts. If you care about facts and the truth right now, that might interest you. I did some homework. It's not that hard, you guys. Last season, 15 of the 32 NFL starting quarterbacks were black. That's about half, right? That's racist. How about the top 15 NFL players as far as money, payment, what they're making, salary? Dak Prescott, the highest paid player at $60 million a year. That's racist. And of the top 15 paid players, 9 are black or biracial. 9 of the 15, making a combined $448 million a year. This weekend, I know you kept track. How many black players were taken in the first round? 26, guys. 26 of 32 in the first round were black. That's over 80%. You know, it's always the same cast of characters who cry racism and try to divide. So I guess we should not be surprised, but it's pathetic and it's lazy, and it only takes away from those times when racism truly does exist. The boy who cried wolf. Stop doing this. You know, the speculation is going to continue. We'll hear more and more from scouts, et cetera, as far as why it took till pick 144 for Shador's name to be called. But please just stop with the race baiting.
All right, before I let y'all go, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. I feel like the black community wants to still sit in racism also. It's starting to get embarrassing that everything is racism. All right, who want to go first?
I'll go. I think the issue is this: these fathers be so involved in their son's career at the
Preach.
professional level. John Morant dad was out there trying to tell the Grizzlies what to do. LeVar Ball, he was trying to tell them what to do. What other father done did this? There was another father. I can't think of it right now. But like Deion Sanders was basically trying to take control and thought his son was going to be treated like gold. I guess he thought he was going to get the Bronny James treatment. But it's like, no, like the NFL owners own the team. We in control. You're not about to come here and think that you're about to run anything. Like, so that's what I think it was. I think it was a power play to let Deion Sanders know we NFL owners are in control. You just Deion Sanders.
Enzo?
Donald Trump tanked Shador Sanders. That was it. It's all because of Trump, guys. Nah. I mean, listen, he's been overhyped. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't think he was gonna drop down to the 4th round, but I didn't think he was gonna be like a top 10 pick. And exactly that, like what Gray said. Dion, football superstar, football royalty, thought he was gonna get the Bronny treatment for his son. That's not how the football works. You can get away with that in baseball. You can get away with that in basketball, but it's not gonna happen in football. The owners are in complete control, and at the end of the day, the team's really seen who he was, and he's not going to be I honestly don't think he's going to be a franchise quarterback to begin with. But who knows? I mean, Brady was picked at what 160, so I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
Easy.
No, I saw on social media that a lot of the interviews that he went on, like for the pre-draft, he bombed them on purpose because he didn't want to go there. That had a lot to do with his draft dropping to I don't think it's racism because Cam Ward was the number one pick and he's black. So I don't think it's racism. I just think that when he went in there for them interviews, he went in there too nonchalant. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, what are you gonna tell a kid that's been getting Nike money since he was in Pampers? You know what I mean? Like this guy has been seeing money for a long time. So money doesn't move him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So plus, man, honestly, I guess it is a little bit of nepotism, but I'm hearing now that a lot of these teams don't like Deion Sanders. So because it's a competitive thing.
yeah.
So yeah, like pretty much, man. Like I said, like this guy's been getting Nike checks since he was in Pampers, so money's not going to move him like that. You feel me? So
None of us talked about the fact that they retired his jersey in college and he didn't win a championship. And I don't even know how many games he even won. Like, yeah, like it's like, bro, like Dion, like you doing too much, like for real.
Yeah.
nah, they did not. And even the guy that runs the Colorado program, he even said that what him and Travis Hunter did was definitely significant for the program. It definitely turned the program around. So they deserve some credit because before they got there, Colorado only won like one game, and then so really can't say that.
But what about what Travis Hunter said? He said, "Oh, I'm not going to a team unless I can play offense and defense in the same game."
Right.
I mean, you come into the league saying like you go play defense in the NFL and you go play offense. You think you really like that cold? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, I
he
would
gonna
love to
do
see
that.
that, but
He
Yeah,
won the
right,
Heisman.
right.
He won the Heisman Trophy. Yeah, he cold.
And
Yeah.
they was fighting for that. They was like, oh, if he don't win the Heisman, they was what I'm saying is the whole season, Dion. It was something with Dion them every single month, bro. Every single month.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, don't know teams want to deal with that either. Like they want when the players come in, they kind of want them, where they're malleable and you could teach them. He's already arrogant, and I think a lot of coaches and owners are afraid of that. Is he going to be an issue? Because I know here in KC, they don't play that. Like they don't like a lot of that loud, boisterous type stuff. So I felt like that was a part of it. I didn't think none of it was racism. It's just that he's not being humble, and I think that's the big issue. I've heard a lot of that from a lot of black people in the social media saying they don't like the fact that um, these organizations and companies want you to be humble. And my thing is, it's their organization. If we gonna have to be humble, if you begging to be in their organization, you're gonna have to be humble, and that's the issue. That's why it's not racism. It's just like one of us going into a job interview to tell the interviewer what they're gonna do when we come to the company. You think you're gonna get that job?
no.
Yeah,
No.
but they're not going to be humble, man, and it's actually getting worse now because now these high school kids are getting nil deals now. So now it's
Yeah.
going to get worse, bro.
Yeah,
A lot of these high school kids are going to be millionaires before they even hit the college campus now, and then they're going to be one and dones, and I mean they're going to get like millions of dollars at the college level too. I mean, it's not like back in the day where these guys didn't have a bag trying to get into the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Being like broke ass college kids. That man, them days are over. Like
Yeah.
these guys are becoming millionaires in college now. So
yeah.
it's a
I think
whole
it's
different ball
crazy.
game, bro.
You think it's
Yeah.
gonna water down the game, like far as them being lazy?
100%.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are going to come in more arrogant now because they already got a bag. So
Let
But
me
it's
play
also
this.
the person because, like, prime example, Bo, you just brought up KC. Patrick Mahomes' daddy was a Hall of Fame baseball player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
like
is
I mean,
true.
like so he came from money. Like his dad was a professional, so I mean, it's basically depending on the person how the person is going to act.
yeah,
So I don't think it's like based on color. I think it's based on the person, like because a lot of these athletes come from their dads or whatever professional athletes. Look at the Mannings. The daddy was a Hall of Fame quarterback. Both the sons Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and now the nephew is about to be coming to the league. Like, I mean, it's like so.
I want to say something. You just said something that I'm starting to say now. It is about color. It's just that black people think it's the wrong color. It's about green. I'm serious.
Yeah.
We thinking in black and white. You got a lot of the left, and you got a lot of the black community that thinks in black and white, and it has nothing to do with that. If you can speak green, you're going to move through rooms freely. That's the thing about it. It irritates me that people aren't seeing that. If people see green in you, it's not going to matter if you're black or white. If they would have looked at Shador and seen green, he would have got picked up. They didn't see that. And what it's the same thing I say in the red pill or manosphere, whatever you want to say. And Kevin Samuels used to say this, that the market determines your value. Like women, you got women that be like, I'm a 10, I'm a 10. And the thing is, women shouldn't even be saying I'm a 10. They shouldn't say I'm a 7. They shouldn't say nothing. What they should be doing is letting the market determine. If you let the market determine your value, you're more rooted in reality. If the market say you trash, that gives you a opportunity to go get your game right and come back and see if you can compete on a better level. That's the issue. It's just a whole entitlement and, like you said, the arrogance. He think he's that good. He probably think he better than Patrick Mahomes and ain't never stepped a foot in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Patrick Mahomes overrated though. I had to say it. I had to. Come on, that's the NFL's golden boy. You can't even go within 5 feet of him without getting a flag.
Hey, you can say overrated, but
he's overrated.
You gotta give Shador some credit, man. Like Tom Brady is the one that's been coaching this guy, man. He's been grooming him, pause, for this moment, man. He's been training with Shador since he was like a little kid.
Yeah.
So,
hey, I want to play this video real quick, and this one of, I guess, the conferences or whatever he did. Arrogant as hell.
Things a franchise or the coach that don't give me. So you should know history repeats itself over and over and over. And I've done it over and over and over. So it should be no question why an NFL franchise should pick me. You think I'm worried about what critics say or what people got to say? You know who my dad is? They hated on him too. So it's like it's almost normal. Without people hating, it's not normal for us. So we like diversity. We like everything that comes with the name. That's why we are who we are.
That's why he fell to the 4th round.
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. Like they've been hating on him, and they've been dealing with hate their whole life. So what happened was, like I said, before the pre-draft interviews, he went in there and bombed them on purpose because there's certain teams that he did not want to go to. So there you have it.
But beggars can't be choosers. And if you sit in the draft, you're a beggar. Every football player is a beggar.
It's an opportunity to be drafted. Not everyone gets drafted.
Yeah.
And this how I feel with football. That's also kind of different. Like when you come in football, it's not necessarily like you go start immediately. Like especially as a quarterback, sometimes you gotta like ride the bench. So like you talking all of that like at an interview, like even though you try to say he's good, like you might have to. They might put you on the bench for a while. You don't know.
Yeah, it's like my quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, had to run behind Alex Smith for a season.
That's what I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers was behind Brett Favre, and to me, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best.
And who is it? Brady went behind. What's his name?
Bledsoe.
Bledsoe. Yep.
Yeah, Drew Bledsoe.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
that's what I'm saying, man.
So let's stop the racism talk. This whole thing was because of his own doing. No,
honestly, and you got to think about all the money that Shador lost because a lot of these top draft picks from going from the round 1 to round 5, he lost like millions and millions of dollars, man. Because once you get lower in the rounds, you get less money. So he was a bargain pick for real.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
He got 3 sons, right?
I'm not sure. I
Talking
know
about
two,
Dion?
definitely.
Shallow, Shador. I think it's Shallow. I think it's
Yeah.
2.
Because Shiloh just went to the Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tampa Bay.
5 kids.
5, yeah.
Yep.
He got a daughter that got a baby with Jacquees. Yeah.
No, Shallow went to the Bucks.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, DeAndre, Deion Sanders Jr.,
Yeah.
Shiloh, Shador, Shalomi. Yeah,
that might be it. One
that's
of
the
them,
youngest one.
yeah, she got a baby with Jacquees. She's an R&B singer, so they all got like stuff going on.
All right, we
And
good.
honestly, we should be congratulating Dion for having 2 sons in the NFL. It's like everybody want to bring controversy and forget the fact. I mean, how hard is that to have 2 sons in the NFL at the same time? That's difficult, bro.
Yeah.
Like they should be congratulating that man instead of downing this man, talking about what draft pick he went. That man got drafted. He about to get paid. He was already paid before. So
Beans, we didn't think you was coming. This Beans, we met on the Kelly's podcast. You already met Enzo. The other guys in the man cave is Vulgar, and you met Slim here tonight, and this easy.
Yeah, I literally just checked my phone and I saw it. I was like, "Oh snap!" I literally just checked. I'm still live right now. I've been in my show for 6.5 hours. I was just telling them, like, man, y'all done hit me up here for 6.5 hours. I'm finna get ready to get off of here. And I checked my phone. I saw the email. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, man." So y'all only started 47 minutes ago, so y'all gonna be here for a little minute, right?
Nah, we usually keep it short, but if Gray and everybody else want to go a little longer, I can add a couple more.
How you feel about?
I'm trying to keep it an hour, man. I'm trying to watch the NBA playoffs soon.
Also, that's about 13 more minutes.
When the game start.
Yeah, how you feel about the Shakur Sanders situation?
I mean, honestly, I'm not sure because I've been fake listening to people talk about it, and I don't necessarily know who to believe, man, at this point. The stuff I was hearing, what's that boy's name? Stephen A. Smith saying earlier today, and then like he was kind of like putting the blame on Dion and saying that, oh, they trying to send a message to Dion through their son. Then there was other people saying that, oh, well, no, it was Shador himself and the way that he was talking and this and that. I really don't know. All I know is that once again, it's happening to somebody black. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever game they playing it with somebody black. You know, whatever excuses they use. Oh, he was saying he didn't want to play for this team or that team. Man, it's 2025. I thought we were supposed to be telling the truth and shaming the devil at this point. I thought it was all about keeping it real and all this and that. I wouldn't want to play for them other teams neither. Remember when the boy, what's the boy from the Broncos in the 80s?
Broncos.
Yeah, he the quarterback for the Broncos. It's not Troy
Elway.
John Elway.
Yeah.
He told one of them teams, if you draft me, I'm going to play baseball. I'm telling you now, don't draft me. If you draft me, I'm going to play baseball. Right? So I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, if Shador did say, man, I don't want to play for this team, I'll play for that team, so what?
Nah, that means something though. Beggars can't be choosers.
Beggars?
If you in the draft, you a beggar. You're asking to be a part of the league. Right?
Okay, no. I don't think that's how that works, right?
That's exactly how that works.
Not in my opinion, right? Not when you're the number 2 ranked quarterback in the draft. That's not begging. right? Begging is when you know you ain't gonna get drafted, right? And you end up being a free agent, and you luckily get called up to a team because they may have a need or something like that. But even then, I wouldn't call it begging. These people have put in work to put themselves in a position to be visible to get jobs.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is, you're one person. The NFL is gonna go on.
Absolutely.
Like,
So
they
my
got other
life.
picks. So what I'm saying is, Shador probably should be a little more humble. I could play the last video of him basically telling the. You think if you go on a job interview telling that job how to run their company or what they're going to do, that they're going to hire you?
Maybe not, but what I'm saying is money. If the bottom line is enough of an influence for you to put people in chains and beat them, right? I think you could be okay with somebody talking crazy. Like that can't be
what
the
do
reason
chains
why
got to
you
do
don't
with
say
this?
that can't be the reason why you're gonna say forget the bottom line. Right? Forget all the jerseys I'm gonna sell and all the tickets I'm gonna sell and maybe even all the games I might win because this dude talking crazy. When you didn't even allow treating people who you humanely, right, to affect your bottom line. I'm just saying. Let these kids say he can say whatever he want to say. I don't care what he say.
Yeah, I got agree with Beans, man. Like I don't think it's begging because look at all the merchandise that they're gonna make off his name.
I'm not saying it's begging, but you're looking for the opportunity. You're literally
Yeah,
sitting there
they're gonna
waiting
make
for
a
a
lot of
team
money
to.
off his name,
You're
bro. A
waiting
lot
for a
of money.
team to
All them
call
jerseys.
you.
Right now, his jersey is the third most sold jersey right now after this draft has been over.
Okay, and they can find other people. You got one shot.
Not with
As a
that
matter
guy
of
with
fact, what's the percentage of players from college that get into the
you can't
NFL?
duplicate someone with that charisma and that talent though.
Super low. It's super low.
That's what I'm saying.
And the average career is only like 3 years, I think. Average 3 to 5
Yeah.
years, something like that. But he's also a Sanders, right? Like that's just not easily replaceable. You could, people can say what they want to say, but his name is Sanders.
I mean, but y'all really, I don't really think he gonna go and be that good of a quarterback. Maybe I'm wrong.
Probably won't.
But
he probably won't. But what I'm
even
saying,
some of the games when they played some of the big teams, they took huge losses. And you got to count that in too. It wasn't like you were just killing the game in college and now you talking all this shit and then don't think these teams are going because you're dealing with 100 players, if not more. You can't just have somebody with that type of head that you can't control.
I could dig it, but
on
bro,
your team.
this is one of the. See, this is what I mean. This is why I.
And I'm only saying it because like we got to stop saying racism. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
like there's more here.
Yeah, it's not racism. I think it's white supremacy. It's not racism, but
what is white supremacy?
Well, I'll get to that in a second. But hold on, because I want to make sure I respond to this. But the thing is, what I'm saying is this, bro. Look at all of the quarterbacks that come into the league and don't pan out. Yeah. And watch this. And don't sell no jerseys. Don't sell no tickets. Don't get no people in the stands, right? So he gonna come in on a rookie deal. I'm gonna give him a little bit of money. He gonna make me all that money back plus some, right? And even if he don't pan out, I still ate off of him.
Yeah, but I'm saying the selling of the jerseys is not even the main goal. The main goal is to win a Super Bowl.
Bro, you see,
so I mean, we can't focus. Okay, yeah, he might sell some jerseys, but is he gonna get me to a Super Bowl?
So I see what this
out
is.
Of everything.
I see what this is with you already. You trying to make it to ESPN. So you want to sit up here and give.
What's the goal of going to the NFL? To go play a few seasons and never. That's I guess Deion Sanders didn't win no championship, did he?
Wait, watch this. Yes, Deion Sanders has 3 of them.
There's more aspects.
But wait a minute. Here's what I'm saying. Here's the problem with this, right?
Layers.
I ain't gonna pretend like I could run it off for the NFL like I could for the NBA. But bro, it'd be the same 6 teams winning Super Bowls and NBA championships. Like it's not like every team gets a chance. So no, go into the league.
But that's because they do what they're supposed to do to win.
Yeah,
because they
do what they're supposed to do to win.
But they don't. That's the point. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Look at this. In the 80s, the Lakers or the Celtics made it to every finals every year.
They're the better teams.
They the better team.
Yeah.
Bro, are you checkmating yourself?
Y'all think everything WWE?
Podcast. So do you understand what I'm saying? In the 90s, the Bulls won 6. Houston
They were
won.
They had the best players.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Because they did the right things to get those players.
And obviously,
when
32 teams don't think. Well, 31 teams don't think that Shador could do it.
But wait, listen to what I'm saying.
And the raggediest team think he can. So that's probably why they the raggediest team.
In real, true life, what I'm saying is the goal ain't to win a Super Bowl. The goal is to
that's the only goal.
It's not.
That's the only goal
Dallas
in the NFL is the Super Bowl.
95.
Do what?
Dallas ain't won the Super Bowl since 95.
So you think they just go play for recreation?
They
like
go
they at the
to make
YMCA.
money.
Huh?
The team is not a $10.
It's just the Boys and Girls Club. We just gonna come here and practice so
I'm a
we
Yankees fan.
keep
I'll
our
never
health
agree with
up.
that statement. I'm a Yankees fan. We expect the championship every single
year.
year.
However many billions of dollars it's worth, it's not worth that because they win Super Bowls. They ain't won one in 30 since 95. That's what, 30 years.
No, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is when you're drafting players, your goal is to get a player that's going to get you the championship. Because if you're talking money, you're going to get way more money. I've seen it happen here in KC. When the Chiefs sucked, the money was whack. Now that the Chiefs have won 3 Super Bowls, man, you got to cut off a leg to get a ticket out here.
Absolutely, but if you take away those other pieces, Kansas City ain't winning either. Even with Patrick Mahomes there, that's what I'm saying. They say that the football is the ultimate team sport. So it's not just the one piece; it's all the other pieces too. You gotta have.
Yeah, but guess what? You
gotta have defensive players. You gotta have the right coaches. Right.
I get that, but Patrick Mahomes has a say, just like Tom Brady. Like you got to come with more than just skill. Tom Brady knew how to pick his wide receivers and players. He had a lot to say. LeBron James the same way, even in basketball.
They knew how to cheat. That's right, and they also knew how to cheat. They knew how to film your practices and get your signs down and know what the hell you're doing.
Where's your evidence of them cheating? The only people we know that was Deflategate, the Houston Astros knocking on trash cans.
Oh, don't even talk to me about it. I'm still mad about that.
I'm just
saying. Bro, I'm a Yankees fan. I'm still mad about that shit.
What proof you have of the Chiefs cheating? And don't
Chiefs,
say the Reds.
I don't have no proof of the Chiefs.
Or the Patriots. That's what I'm saying.
I don't have no.
But the bottom line is, you got to show something that you can get to the Super Bowl. It's not racism. That's all I'm saying. And explain this white supremacy thing to me.
Oh yeah, because what's that boy name from Pittsburgh who was out there taking coochie from women?
Pittsburgh.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Absolutely.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Why he didn't slide?
What you mean?
He was on a yacht. He was on a yacht taking yams, bro.
Right, multiple times.
But it's black players too. Even got that. The black, what was it? Tyreek and a bunch of them. Even Kareem Hunt came back after kicking the white woman.
Talked about it. They don't even talk about Ben Roethlisberger. When it's those brothers and they talk about those brothers, everybody went in there. They be like, yeah, such. Now, remember back in this time when he had that case, but we moved past that. Well, if you move past it, why are you bringing it up? With Ben Roethlisberger, they don't even mention it at all, ever.
Right? I don't know. So, I got to know more about that situation, but I'm just saying he ain't the only one.
Anytime these black dads come around and these kids got strong black dads and black figures, it's always a problem. They did the same thing with them boys with the big baller brand in the NBA. They did the same thing with that guy, the father of the Venus, the Williams sisters in tennis.
Well, it's not the strong black father.
Like a Lewis daddy.
Just think if you had a team, you're not gonna want the father coming up on your team trying to tell you what to do as a coach. You're gonna want that father to chill out. You could be strong and be distant.
Probably not. But you know what I would have did if I had a team? Drafted Shador. I don't give a damn what number it was. I'd have drafted Shador. Let me get these jerseys going. And the better the team, the more jerseys they would have sold. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the expectation would have really been high for him to been good, just because he was on a better team.
Let's go to the main topic.
All right.
You go love to hear what Beans got to say.
The main topic. What's the main topic?
You better pull it up, Trump.
The Trump administration has announced we will put an end to Joe Biden's illegal student loan bailout attempts. No student loan has been referred to collection since March of 2020. That comes to an end. On May 5th, the Department of Education will resume involuntary collections for borrowers with defaulted federal student loans. The student loan portfolio controlled by the federal government is nearly $1.6 trillion, but fewer than 4 out of 10 borrowers are in repayment. This is unsustainable, unfair, and a huge liability for American taxpayers. Debt cannot be wiped away. It just ends up getting transferred to others. So why should Americans who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay for the student loans of other Americans?
All right, and I got one more before we start.
We will all file bankruptcy and we will all go back to school. You're not getting a dime from us. What? I have 3 degrees. I'll go get another one. I'm a black woman. Black women are the most educated populace on this planet. We go to bed, wake up, and decide, okay, we're bored. Let's go get another degree. Are you kidding me? I will take 2 to 3 credits per semester, per year, until the next administration gets here and figures this is all out. You're not getting a dime from me, Donald Trump. Because see, what you don't understand, while you are trying to crush the middle class and destroy the lower class, we're thinking 10 steps ahead of you. You've been wanting that degree, go get it now. If you've been wanting that 2nd or 3rd degree, go sign up now. Sign up part-time. Get those credits. Stay in school as long as you need to wait out this administration. May 5th, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Trust me.
Man, black women might be the most educated, but they're about to be the most garnished now. Who want to go?
Beans, you the guess, you go.
Well, I didn't hear the first part of the first video. Did she say they about to start coming after people or something?
Yeah, start May 5th. If you defaulted on your loans before the pandemic, they're just going to resume right there. So if you're already in default, they're going to start collections. So it won't be like a garnishment right off, but they're going to start being aggressive towards you.
Garnishment.
So you want my opinion on that or the black chick?
All of it.
Oh yeah, well that's some sucker shit. I think schools should be free in America. Nobody shouldn't have to pay for none of those loans that we take out. Especially black people shouldn't have to pay for those loans. But at the same time, she sounds crazy talking like that, to be honest with you. It's not going to benefit you to be talking like that. And at the same time, I thought we was past this whole degree shit. Y'all going to get these degrees, and then I think more than 60% of people don't even have jobs in the career fields of their degrees. So it's a waste of time, actually. But I do know how they use them sometimes. Like to that point, like I need a $10,000 raise, they go get another degree. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it's time we move past that and found another way.
But the thing, and it's like to me, it's a selfish move. Mm-hmm. The student loan debt is 1.6 trillion, where was it $36 trillion deficit? And then instead of saying, hey, let me help my country, now it's like, you know what, let me go pull out more money. Let me go use more taxpayer money to evade. It's like a whole selfish move. You're taking down the country just to avoid paying what you signed. But who want to go next?
Enzo, you want to go?
So, I mean, I'm happy as shit what the Trump administration is doing with it. You took out a loan, you signed a legal binding contract to say that you're going to pay this back. If that's the case, no one's going to pay this shit back. I want debt forgiveness for my car payment, for my rent, for my phone bill, for everything that I signed a contract for, if that's how it's going to go. Regardless if schooling should be free or not, that's a discussion for another thing. How she's talking is absolutely crazy to me because probably the same crowd that says, well, Trump's a horrible businessman because he's got 6 bankruptcies, and you're saying you're going to go bankrupt just so you don't have to pay a student loan back. Okay, pretty hypocritical in my eyes. I don't know. This whole argument, just stop being financially illiterate. Pay back your student loan. Stop waiting for the government to forgive you. Because I mean, there's plenty of people out there from different generations that busted their ass working 4, 5, 6 jobs just to go through law school, working at Domino's for fucking $2 an hour, and they have law degrees and they paid everything back. Why should somebody who's not even using their degree, probably still living with their parents, doesn't pay a bill in their life, have to get their debts forgiven? It's so stupid to me.
Well, that's crazy. Right? Because if they still live with their parents and they don't pay any bills, then that means they don't have no money. Right. So, but if we talking about the people who actually have some money, you're talking about the people whose degrees actually benefited them and they can afford to pay it back, then that would be a stronger argument. But
I mean, probably those same people that are living with their parents are paying for everything from themselves, and they have probably money from their parents. That's why I'm saying that, because I've seen it firsthand. And those are the same type of people that will do that type of shit.
That's probably 2% of them. I think that's kind of irrelevant. But I do want to ask you this question. Sure. So, do you feel the same way about reparations?
I mean, yeah, wholeheartedly, honestly. Because I mean, if that's the case, where's my reparations? My family was enslaved to build the railroads in the United States. My Italian side, Irish side of the family.
But you're making an
I've looked this shit up.
You realize that?
What?
You said what?
You're making an argument for reparations right now. You know.
No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, like I'm all in favor. If this the case is for everybody that was affected by slavery, sure. Irish people are included in that too. But every time I bring that up, it's a sour conversation because it wasn't 400 years of slavery and everything like that. And honestly, no, I don't think reparations should be paid wholeheartedly because
no. That's why I asked you that, because I knew.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I don't think so because I'm not, like I said, my Irish side of the family. What?
No, absolutely. Listen, if you feel like Irish would owe something, I'm not gonna gaslight you about it.
No, I know.
So that the statement that when you say that you don't think that reparations should be paid wholeheartedly, that makes you a hypocrite, right? Because what you just said.
No, I'm saying I could play both sides of the argument. I could say yes, reparations, or I could say yeah. Well, if there's going to be reparations for everybody that's been affected by slavery, then Irish people need to be included in that too. But my hardcore stance is no.
But you said right. Your final stance is no to reparations, right? And so that's what I'm saying. If you just made an argument that if these people signed a contract or made an agreement to pay something, that they should pay it. That's the argument that you just made for people paying off their student loans. And, and that's paying that back to the government. And yet you don't think the government should pay what it agreed to pay.
When did they agree? Where was the federal paper that says reparations should be paid?
Go ahead, Easy. I ain't doing that with you.
I'm being dead serious.
No, you're not. I ain't doing that.
I'm being dead serious because I know about certain states that signed like Absolutely. California. Yo, California paid that all day long, but I've never seen anything from the federal government.
No, you got.
I'm being dead serious. I'm not even fucking around. I'm being dead serious, bro.
I think a lot of people missed the wave, and they're mad right now because they was told that they're going to be forgiven for these loans, and now they're upset because they're saying no, we're not going to do it because policies has changed. But that's not their fault though. If a policy change, a policy change. So
you think that should be like a suit then, right?
No, that is
no. What I'm saying is, if Biden promised it, pushed it through, then the people with student loans should team up and take it to the Supreme Court to say, "Hey, you said you were going to let me out of this contract." I'm just saying what you're saying, Easy.
Because Biden is no longer in office, so I can't.
I get that, but it's just like I'm going through an issue now in my apartment, and they basically said we'll let you out of the lease. So it's like they can't go back on their word. They literally sent me a letter saying, "Hey, because of what went on, we're going to let you out of the lease because we end up having to move." They can't come back now and say I won't May's rent. They already said they're done. So what I'm saying is that would almost what you just said. It just hit me that would almost be a case if the people came together and say, "Hey, Biden promised us this. We should get it."
But I think it's messed up.
But yeah,
I think it's messed up. These people missed the wave, man. They forgot their surfboard, but it's all. But they got to do what they got to do, bro.
Listen, I think if we want to be realistic about it, you could say, like, because when they say, "Oh, the money, the money it doesn't just get wiped away," and this and that and blah, just look at all the money they be throwing at these immigrants. Look at all the money that they throw at other countries. They got money, bro. Like it's
Nah, but that's why your eggs are $11.
I don't care.
So you can't say that. It
I
causes
can say that.
inflation.
I would
No,
rather
when
my
you,
eggs be $11 because
but
we
what I'm
took
saying,
care of the
when you print
country.
money just to get, if you forgive student loans, you have to print money. That's essentially printing money. It devalues the dollar. Yes, if you were to forgive all that, 1.6 trillion, it's going to cause inflation because money doesn't have the power it used to. That's why Trump is going after it, because if he can recover that money, it's going to bring prices down.
Okay,
that's just how money works.
So listen to what I'm saying, because I think you think I don't know that. What I'm saying is I don't care. If you're going to have inflation anyway, based on these other markers, I'll take it for that. Right? So like, I'm not one of these people who feel like I'm okay with you taking my taxes to fatten up the military, but if you taking my taxes to give people food stamps, I got a problem. I'm not one of those guys. I'd rather you be taking my money to give food stamps to people who need to eat than to be giving it to the military to go around the world and oppressing other poor people of color and taking their resources, right? And killing their leaders, right? So you see how your man put his head down, right? But then when I play a video and show you all the leaders that they have killed around the world and taking their resources.
Well, why is it got to be a thing of race, dude? Like, seriously.
But because it is.
That's my question. Because it's not. It's not.
Because it is. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do, sir. I'm going to ask you a question. When you don't answer it, we're going to move forward. Can you name the white country? Can you name the country of white people that America is oppressing or is controlling their resources? I'll wait.
Russia. We're sanctioning them right now, so we're controlling their resources.
Really?
Ukraine. Yes. Oh, North Korea too. We're sanctioning them. We're controlling their resources. Those are white. Those are predominantly white countries. Like that's them. White. That's white. Yeah. That's hold on. So a sanction is a restriction on their resources.
So what resources of theirs are we controlling?
What North Korea or Russia? I mean, pretty much everything. Who can they trade with? Because if the United States sanctions them, that's probably 130 plus nations are not going to trade with them.
I'm talking about boots on the ground.
We don't need to. We have economic force to do that. We don't need to put boots on the ground.
But see, this is what I'm saying. That's what I said. I said fattening up the military.
Yeah, but I mean, that's fine. You got to move the goalposts. You asked your direct question. Hold on. Your direct question was, what country are we controlling right now? That was your direct question. You didn't say anything about boots on the ground at first. You didn't say anything about boots on the ground at first. Like, no, in your original statement, you didn't. It's fine. It's fine.
Hold on, Beans.
Okay.
Let me ask you something, Beans.
Let me correct them real quick.
Go ahead.
My original statement that made you put your head down was, I would rather them take my money, tax me, to give food to the poor than to fatten up the military so that they can go around the world and oppress other people of color. That's what I said.
Okay, that's fine.
So I
answered your question directly. It's fine.
So you want to give your money to people who made bad choices versus having security, because you realize the military is our security. That as much as you might hate it, China right now just released, it's not that big of a deal. They're making it a big deal. They just released a hydrogen bomb that doesn't use nuclear fission to go off. So what I'm saying is China right now is killing it with technology. We have to keep investing in technology. I would rather put my money to defense versus giving somebody who made bad decisions money. We can give it to them for a little bit.
Do you not hear these
people, a career?
But do you not hear these people in defense saying it's time out for these fighter jets? It's time out for these helicopters. It's time out for this shit. That at this point we don't need to keep making man-operated shit in order to
maintain it.
And yet they keep spending billions and dollars on these same things that they keep.
You got to maintain it. You can't just let them sit and they rust. You got to maintain them.
Oh, okay.
You got to pay for safety.
Okay, so let me answer your question directly. To answer your question, yes, right? And I'm answering your question, yes, because while you saying because they made poor decisions, this is my problem with black conservatives right here, is because right now the thing that people boast about America to try to say America is the best country in the world is because they try to sell this dream that you too can be a millionaire. What percentage of people in this country actually are wealthy? If you're not going to answer the question, just say you're not going to answer it.
What's it, 10%?
99% of the work the other
I said wealthy. See, I didn't say got some money. I said wealthy.
And it's based on decisions.
Yeah.
Just like you just said, education should be free. Guess what? K through 12 is free. So that means everybody pretty much had the same opportunity to start with.
It's not the same opportunity because your environment also matters, right? So
you got education, right?
Education in a toxic environment does not mean that you're gonna have you have the same opportunity, right? So when
in America, you do have the same opportunity.
It's
some
not
of the wealthiest people started at the bottom in the trash
Let me
can.
ask you a question because I see y'all don't like questions. I'm gonna have to stop asking them, right? I asked you what percentage of people are wealthy.
I told you. I said 5 to 10%, and if you're talking about super wealthy, 1%.
10%, yeah.
Wealthy. 10% is 10% is what?
Over 100K a year, 6 figures and up.
It says
$100,000 a year is wealth.
It depends on what you do with it.
See,
that's subjective.
This is what I'm talking about. Y'all got to stop this. We all know if you make $100K a year, you really only bring it home somewhere between 72 and 77. It's not wealth, right? So that's what I'm saying.
It depends on what you do with it. That's subjective. There's a lot of people that can live off 100K.
Absolutely. I ain't saying you can't do it. I'm saying it's not wealth.
Yeah,
it's not.
But it's decisions. Because wealth comes, you add value. If you add value for millions of people, you're going to get more money. If you add value for a few people, you're going to get a little bit of money.
If you're adding wealth, if you're adding value for millions of people, you ain't making only $100,000 a year. And that's the point. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying, it's all boils down to a decision, right?
How you invest your money too.
So let's stay right there. See, that's the point I'm trying to get
investment,
right?
Yeah.
You when we say that, we make it seem like everybody's supposed to be millionaires if not for their decisions.
That's the only thing it boils down to, because you can only control you.
That's the American dream. That's the American dream they try to sell us. That's the American dream.
He's red pill.
Yeah, I'm very red pill.
He's red pill.
Well, are you a conservative?
Yes.
There it is. I just need to. There it is. That's what I mean, and that's what I'm saying.
And guess what? I made all the bad. I made all the bad decisions. I'm on child support, 2 divorces. Guess what? I had to sit my ass down and come up with a plan and a map to get to where I'm getting to.
Bro, but wait, you was just explaining to people how money works, and now you acting like you understand how money works.
So I'm telling you how money works. I had to figure it out. I made a choice to figure it out. I made a choice to change what I was doing to become wealthy.
Absolutely. So let's say that it comes down to choices. What happens in this country right now if everybody start making better choices and everybody starts making 6 figures a year? What happens?
Then the competition gonna go up.
What else gonna go up?
I don't know. What answer? Inflation
is going to happen. Eggs are gonna be $40 a goddamn carton.
Okay, but the average person is making 30. So
adjust.
It's what I'm trying to tell you. It's set up that way on purpose.
That's nature, though.
I'm trying to get you to realize.
You can't blame America. You can't blame black or white for that. You can't blame America for that. It's nature.
Hold on, real quick.
To have wealthy people, you got to have broke people, right?
Right now,
that's just how nature works.
Hold on, because you trying to fast talk me. Right now we're not talking black or white. Right now, we're talking decisions because you're trying to make it seem like the reason why most people in the country make average money is because of their decisions instead of saying they make average money because the country is set up for people to make average money.
They chose to make average money. They chose to go get a W-2 job instead of taking a chance on most people don't want to take a chance on the business.
All right,
hard work and chance and how scary it is.
That's a true statement.
They made a choice not to take the chance. They was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be comfortable. I'm gonna get my W-2 check. I'm gonna live out. I'm gonna be comfortable. I don't even want to try to start an Amazon.
Sir, but wait a minute.
You had one person who was like, you know what? I'm gonna start an Amazon. I'm gonna start this YouTube that we talking on right now.
But sir, here's the point though. That used to be good enough. That's what I'm trying to get you to realize.
It's still good enough. What are you talking about?
All right, guys, hold on. We're going to do final thoughts. We're going to bring you back, Beans. We'll bring you back. Easy, what's your final thought?
Hey, this is some lazy podcast. Y'all got to go 5 hours, baby.
Easy, go ahead.
Yo, this is a good show, Beans. Yo, you good people, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Same to you.
Yo, bro, man, this show is so hilarious, man. I love it, bro. Let's keep it going.
All right. Enzo, what's your final thoughts?
So it's always a good show on the Man Cave. It's always unhinged. I love it. We got some good topics tonight. I mean, think about Shador. I'm gonna keep it. He's overrated as is, and that's where I'm gonna keep that at. The whole thing with student loans, I'm just happy with the direction that the Trump administration is going, and they can keep doing what they're doing, and I'm gonna be happy about it. That's all I gotta say.
For sure. Beans, we definitely glad you came on. Shout out your socials and everything. Vulgar asked for a fight, so I had to bring you on here.
Yeah, man. Listen, I just changed the name of my YouTube channel to Nation Business. But if you look up Beans Little Podcast, it'll come up. You can follow me on there. I really don't. I got the other socials, but I really don't be on there. It's a waste of time. Unless you're trying to hit me up on Instagram and holler at me, that's about the only thing DMing me. But yeah, Beans Little Podcast on YouTube. And real quick, my final statement is this: in 1930, the average yearly salary was like $1,730. The average rent was like $27 a month, which equates to 18% of your income. Today, it's 36% of your income. We did the math on my show. If everybody starts averaging 6 figures right now, your rent will be 56% of your income. We got to stop telling people that making more money is the answer, because it's not.
For sure. First off, I want to thank Beans for showing up. Thank you to the Man Cave cast. Y'all look behind me now. I got a Man Cave poster back there. Like, share, comment.
Yeah.
We got a Man Cave every Monday and Wednesday. We got a new party every Tuesday and Thursday. We'll actually be interviewing a politician, Bernard Taylor. He's running in South Florida. They'll be on Thursday. Beans, we got to bring you back. Slim was the other cast member who you was going at on Kelly's show, but he didn't show up tonight. So Vogel was looking for, to get in the ring with somebody, but Beans say he don't like either Democrats or Republicans though.
Man, Shador, bring it down a few levels, man. Humble yourself, open up to criticism, open up to learn. You got a good. I don't think you. Hopefully, you do something with the Browns. I know they'll go against my Chiefs, but I would love to see you get in there and change up the Chiefs. A lot of these most educated women, they about to feel like we feel paying child support out here once the wages get garnished. And hey, Beans, education shouldn't be free, man. I'm gonna tell you that. If we start making college free, it's gonna be 13th grade, 14th grade, 15th grade. It's not gonna be respected. You pay for what you get, man. Let's keep it at K through 12. And that's about it for me. Man Cave, let's get it.
For sure. All right, fellas, I'm gonna play the outro.
Introducing the new party. We live stream Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.